Hey, what's up, everyone? My name's Lionel. Hey, I'm your host for LT Productions, and you are watching I Watch You Watch. We are covering Love and Marriage Huntsville, Season 8, according to OWN, Episode 10, is it? I believe it is. I appreciate everyone for coming to my channel. Please like this video and also subscribe to this channel. We are growing. As you can see, that we have made it past 1,000, thank God. And also leave your comments below. I think for most of this episode, unfortunately, I'm going to be griping. Because there's just stuff that I just don't like. And I just don't understand why we are being subjected to it. Or at least people can come out clear as to what is going on and stop thinking that we're crazy. As if we can't figure out what the hell is going on. Sorry. But let's get into it. All right, so we start off the episode with Chris and also Nell. Nell comes to his realty place and they get to talking. Chris is going to show a house to Sonny and Moses. Nell is like, aren't you kind of close with Destiny? He's like, yeah, I am. I don't really have to say nothing to her. And I was like, well, I know you don't have to say nothing to her, but y'all do have some type of relationship or whatever. And Chris is just saying business is business. So Nell says, anyways, there's another, what I really came by to talk about is what's going on in our family. And what's happening is there's an influx of children that are coming to keep borrowing money and loaning out money and giving out money. And it's really weighing on me. She specifically said, little Chris, Lance, well, little Chris, is it Kiana? I think it's Kiana. I may have misquoted. Please forgive me. And Lance sometimes. And it's too much on her, and I think that we need to set the boundary now. She says that it's, don't you see how my mood is? It hasn't changed and all that. Chris says that he's noticed it, yeah. And we need to fix it. Chris does agree in regards to that. Yeah, I believe most of the children are in their mid to late 20s and possibly getting into their 30s, so it's good. I don't think that 18 means that you're done being a parent. like some people just will kick out their children, and I just think that that is one of the dumbest things in the world, especially if you have not even prepared your children for the world. Because if you think just sending them to school and beating their tail and bullying them to be highly educated as far as you better not come home with no F's or D's or C's, you better have A's, is so thinking that you're just this great parent. I don't know what to say to you, to be honest, because you guys put no effort into making sure that your children are successful. You all don't teach them how to open up a banking account, how to save, how to be disciplined. You'll tell them go get a job if you want something, but that's only part of the issue. What do you need to do to get a loan for yourself? How to have great credit, what to start out with. You don't teach them how to survive. But for some reason at 18, they're adults, and I don't care what you got to do. I do apologize for all this moving. The sun mess is really crazy. I do apologize. You don't. But somehow you think you did your job because you were able to put a roof over their head and also allow them to eat and had a place to shower and bathe and clothes to wear. So those are basic stuff. Thank you, parent, for doing the basics, the most minute stuff. And no, I'm not a parent, but look, from a perspective of how y'all think that y'all really have enhanced your children, you have not. So get away from me. Yes, it looks like I'm grouchy. I do apologize. I do apologize. Maybe not, though. The next scene, it's with Chris and Martell. Martell has a house that he's showing, and it's going to be that he built, that he's showing to Sonny and Moses. Martell trying to act like he's surprised that, oh, it's them? After all this time, there's no real surprise in my book. Unless you're surprised. It's just, you can't even come off as if you're surprised. But Chris did get you and throw you off a little bit later on. So they show Sonny and Moses this house, and I really don't like it because it's like, you come to Huntsville, of all places. There's nowhere else in the South that you could go. You mean to tell me Miss Sunny, who said, I prefer to be behind the camera, who's now, I believe, setting up to try to be a new couple on Huntsville. And I don't think that it's a good setup to have this on here. What for? Who cares? I thought that there was just going to be this little meet-up, which I thought was crazy, but I was going to deal with it. But now these folks are being pushed on us. We don't care about them. We're not invested. Yes, later on in the episode, Moses opens up as to his jail time and what he's about in his life at this moment. I don't care. I'm not invested in him. And how he even came to us was not good at all. So I think that this is a flop. And why are we just talking about Destiny's old stuff? What does Destiny have going on now? We have to move from this place. We're 10 episodes in, and we're still talking about the stupid stuff and infiltrating this new couple that came out of the blue, that has been lying out of their teeth. The timelines don't even add up. Anyways, folks come, and all I just have one question is, what is this? Now, I'm not no fashion dude whatsoever. But what is this? What is this? What kind of outfit is this? Ladies, y'all wearing this? What is this, Sonny? You can't dress. And obviously you leave in the same hair for weeks and weeks and weeks and probably months. So they show the house. They're supposed to be looking for an investment house, but also to raise their children. They are doing IVF. We're told that this is the second time they're doing this. We find out a little bit later, because I'm really over them, that she was starting IVF before they even got married. So within that 3-month period of dating, seriously, y'all was already talking about IVF? Obviously, she knows that she's a late in life wannabe mother, and thinks that, and she has to hurry up. This dude is willing to do it because he wants a family. I am so sorry about this. I just got to cover this stupid son. I apologize. This is not my normal way of doing things. You can tell that she's trying to be late in life, and she don't have much time. She knows. How are you checking within 2 months, 1 month, about pregnancy, about if you could deliver a baby or not? You can't tell me that this relationship is not some type of calculated whatever. If you're married, good for you. I was told that you were pregnant, so I guess you're not pregnant as of yet. I don't know if you are, whatever. Now, I don't know, but whatever. But since you're on Instagram threatening to say why did Destiny's husband leave her? That is very crazy. And to me, I think that is low down. Are we not supposed to trust producers these days? If they're sitting up here about to reveal your business? Because that's crazy. You can say, well, I'm not under contract. You were told all this for storyline purposes, for a show that you're no longer affiliated in that way, and it's not your business to say. But this is Destiny's karma, according to some of you YouTubers. I don't know what is going on with Huntsville. I don't know. I don't even like to come to this and say this and gripe, but this is very odd to me. It's very odd to me. Anyway, so those four, Chris, Martell, and them, are talking, and I guess at this point Martell is neutral. And Chris said, "Oh, you're neutral? Oh, well, aren't you picking a side here?" He says, "Well, if Moses actually was doing something to Destiny, then I would take a side. But it don't really seem like what Destiny was saying was actually true." And Sonny was like, "Yeah, it's good to be neutral so you can hear both sides. But I've heard both of your sides, and every time y'all story changes, and the timelines are really crazy. Again, you were ready to try to get pregnant a month or so in. Then you said at the dinner table with Kimmy that as soon as I met him, I knew he was my husband. But you've met him before with Destiny. So when did you actually meet him and just knew he was your husband? So your husband was some other woman's dude. See, this stuff don't even make sense. And y'all want me to believe it. And we have to be invested. And I don't like that type of forced stuff. No. We move from there. Martell goes to Stormy's warehouse. Courtney is out of town for a couple of days, and they're getting ready to move into a new warehouse. Stormy talks about her arrest and about this lady, Black Titanic, who is a YouTuber who specializes in investigative reporting of Love and Marriage Huntsville, had been stalking Stormy. Some of y'all just call her elderly lady to try to manipulate as if this woman is not wrong, and you know she's wrong. She said that she had been trying to prove that we had this faulty business, like we don't have no warehouse, we don't have this going on, da 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 da. And she says it's the same charge that you got, Martell. Martell thinks that it's the same. And sir, it's under for whatever reason, Alabama just have charges for that little sector or section of y'all. As far as domestic violence, harassing communications. Your domestic violence and harassing communications is totally different from what Stormy was doing. That's why her case got thrown out and you were proven guilty, and now you are trying to, what's the word? Whatever you're trying to do, you're trying to contest it, and you want a new court date, even though you're wrong, even though there's evidence that you were going to do something. Somehow, if Martell is wrong, he wants to make sure that whomever else he needs to put fault in to make him look less of a jackass, he's going to do it. But whatever, he's never owned up to his crap. Whatever. They talk about Trish and this whole situation. Now Martell's saying that Trish has come to his house a few times, and he's been in her DMs. It looks like how he's talking as if he was trying to hook up with her. In the beginning, he said that he knew her by his brother. Now it's a totally different story. Trish even said that. Now it's a different story. It looks like you were going to see if she was down with it. He's acting like nothing happened, but it's like, oh, okay. This is bad. This is bad. Whatever. So Stormy's confused, I'm confused, and I'm uninterested at this point. Of course, people who hate Martell are going to automatically think that this woman is some type of WHORE and is so susceptible to Martell. Whatever. I don't think so. I don't know what happened, but I just don't care. Let me see what else I could do so I can just... Sonny and Moses meet up with Kimmy and Maurice. Sonny didn't want to meet up with Tisha because she knows that Tisha is going to have her foot on her neck. And let's see. So they meet for dinner. You know, Kimmy said that she was leery about it, but she has an affinity for Sonny because she was the one that checked on her when she had cancer, and some people did not. And some people out of my circle, but she checked on you. So, I mean, that's fine. But Kimmy, she hasn't betrayed you. And that's weird. She hasn't snuck around and tried to take Maurice from you. According to some, you did that to Kiowa. Even though you didn't know who Kiowa was. So it's like, of course, maybe you want to show compassion because she hasn't done anything to you. That'll make her not to be a trifling woman because she checked on you during your situation. That's just my opinion. So we get the whole backstory of Moses and his prison time. I don't really care. Maurice is a good interviewer. He ought to think about doing some type of not podcast, because I really don't want to hear his thoughts. Some interviews. I do not want to hear Scott's thoughts. No, none of them. But anyways, that's all I really have about that, because I don't really care. And it's so crazy. So now Kimmy's going to set up something to see if there's a way to start the process of Sonny and Destiny and Moses being cordial. Sonny, you say, and Moses say that you understand her being upset. It's the disrespect. I don't like them. I'm sorry. I'm just griping this episode because it's stupid. It's stupid to me. The last part, we're going to get to our folks. I forgot the couple's name. Chris and Nell. So Lance comes by. Kiera and Kiana and Chris come by. Nell is making The Fletchers, that's who they are, making lasagna. It might look good, actually. I don't know. We find out that little Chris has a job and he's a supervisor. I was like, oh, that's interesting. So it's like, I had a different impression of Chris, so I may have incorrectly judged him on some stuff. I mean, he's going to jail but still getting supervisor jobs. That's interesting to me. But anyways, he got that. They congratulated him on that. And Nell now opens up as to, you know, we need some boundaries with all this and this money discipline. You all are old enough, and at this point, Nell says that I'm not putting anyone ahead of me but my grandchildren. And she referred to the grandchildren that Lance has. At this point, I think it was Kiana, the niece. She was upset because, look, I don't have a mama and daddy. You all have been my mama and daddy, and I feel a certain way that you would exclude me in this. Nell says that I'm sorry about that. I apologize. That wasn't the intent. I wasn't thinking in all totality to include you. The niece's parents are still alive. They're just not in her life, and she just looks to Chris and Nell as her parents. So it was also brought up to have group therapy. Everyone agreed to it, and little Chris was like, I really want some personal sessions too. And Chris said, you know, possibly, because Nell's acting like she don't need to go. But Nell, you're the one that's having all of these emotional stuff that you said that you have going on because of all of this money borrowing. Is there something else there that you need to talk about? But they was like, well, you could even be there to help you navigate with this relationship that you have with your niece. I think it's Kiana, and that's why I just went to niece because I can't remember the name. I'm sorry. So she was like, I don't know about that. But they plan on going to Dr. Francis. But we see in the next episode that she does show up, so we're going to see what's there. What's what. That's all I do have. This was a gripe because I'm not interested in this mess. And you can tell that they're trying to get these folks on the show permanently, Sonny and Moses, because everybody's being introduced by the core six in some type of way. And everyone is approving. We haven't heard Mel, per se, but I don't think Mel has any ill will towards Sonny and knows who Sonny is. So it's like, you're trying to feed to us that the core six is okay with these new guest cast members coming on, whom I think is trying to get a permanent spot on. Bring back Tiffany and Lou. I know y'all don't like it, but bring them back. That's all I do have. Please like this video and also subscribe to my channel. Thank you for coming and supporting. And leave your comments below. Until the next one, peace.